garden this morning on Thursday, and I'm just gonna do a little walk around this morning, do a little, maybe a little plucking here and there, and just check on everything. I already have done this once this morning, but always something else to look at. Checking on these bags in here, little shrimp, cherry shrimp. Everything seems to be flowing pretty good. I haven't seen any issues in the creek really. Haven't had to really pull out a whole lot of algae either, so you can see shrimp hanging out on the algae there. All that algae attached to that root system there. And he don't care. He's like, I'm getting on my. Ah, you little bastard, attacked me. Gangster. So I do have this pad here that we stuck in. It's just a nitrate pad. We're catching all this poo that we're releasing before it gets back to the pond. My lens dirty. Let's see. Let me clean my lens real quick. I forgot. There we go. What's good, polar bear? I'm just hanging out in the garden, man. Just doing a little chopping, dropping off this bush. Doing a little aeration. Kind of, you know, a little chicken scratch through here, breaking up that mulch layer a little bit. There's a big old dairy cow. It's a dairy cow isopod, and they're big. They're the biggest isopod in the grove. They're a good shredder. There's usually a bunch of them right up on the edge of this creek here, or underneath this grass. Yeah, look at them. I love hanging out on the edge of that creek, underneath that grass there. Yeah, the expansion I haven't even started. I mean, we got the layout here, but it's been like 14 degrees around here, and it's next week, I think next Wednesday, it's supposed to get up to like 50. So that'll be a good day for me to go hit up Luckstone and start to see about getting the foundation started. At least get the rock that I need to start the project. And we start with this big. I'm just going to start with these flat, big granite, and then we're basically going to just use, you know, the granite as the wall. So we're not going to do a box this time. We're going to do the wall, and then we're going to lay pond liner inside that wall. So this whole thing here will be just filled with pond liner. So we'll come up a couple blocks, throw in the pond liner, and then the pond goes on top of the sand and the silt and clay. We'll put basically a foundation, like I would say a cobblestone foundation right there on the floor, because basically, you know, the concrete floor is bedrock, and then we're going to come up from there. So on top of that pond liner, we'll have basically cobblestones coming up. We'll come all the way up with cobblestones, and then we'll cement all that in with cement or mason mix, and then we'll seal that mason mix with pond shield, which is just a 2-part epoxy that seals it up just like we have over here. You can see the pond over here and the creek is all sealed with what they call pond shield. So that's just mason mix smoothed down to a smooth surface with my hand, and then sealed with the pond shield. Like, I mean, like 6, 7 layers of it. So it's coated. It's on top. It's also sealed up on all the rock here. This is all sealed with pond shield all the way up. So you can kind of see the difference. So this is not sealed. See the color difference? It's like this is sealed, not sealed. So that allows that allows me to set that sand and silt in there and not get that not pick up any of that crap from the mason mix. All of that is sealed up. Then we come in excuse me, with the sand and silt and bring it on up in, bring that up into the soil pockets and stretch it all the way across. We don't mix it into the soil. We just lay it across there and let it automatically make the worms and everything just love this sand and silt. You know, everything just loves this stuff. And it turns everything into worm castings. So you can see that used to be sand, silt, clay, organic matter. Now it's all worm castings. And they will work that stuff all the way up. We will get a nice thick layer of worm castings. It's pure sand, silt, clay, organic matter that the worms have run through, and then it's on to the next stage. So the worm casting is just like kind of the first stage. Then it goes into, like, you know, where the protozoa and all the other, you know, the nematodes, the stuff we can't see, starts to break all that stuff down, and off to the races we go. This is the male stump. So this is the male we just cut, like, what, 2 weeks ago? 2.5 weeks ago, we just cut this. And it's already, like, just being completely devoured. Like, so I took this out of the pond, or out of the creek, with all that biology built up in it. And we just lay it right on top and let the critters come up and just, all that bacteria, they just eat it up. Worms come up. And this just gets devoured. Let's see if we can get a close-up of it. Oops. I don't know. There we go. Sorry. It's hard to see. It's hard to get the camera to focus in on all this stuff because everything's in the freaking way. Grasses. You can see some mites there. Here you go, see some springtails, baby isopods. These are the critters that are just breaking down everything. Pretty cool to watch. You want to see Isopod Hotel. Love the turtle shell. Anytime you want to get rid of some isopods, if you have too many in your 4x4 or whatever, just put something down like that, and they will come a running. And then you can scoop them up, or I usually would suck them up with a little baby shop vac. Not a big 30-gallon, little 3-gallon or 1-gallon shop vac, you know. Just suck them right on up. Here's the old avocado shell we put in there just a few minutes ago. There's earwig already up in there. Thing's got chompers for an ass. Damn, that bong hit got me. Freaking grape gushers, man. That shit gives me cotton mouth like a motherfucker. Yeah, get me something to drink. So I've got my lab over here just chilling, and it's almost going bad. You can see it starting to turn yellow up there. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Appreciate you showing up. We're just doing a walk around, just looking at everything. I'm gonna start looking at this bud here, but I'm looking at Pooter right now. He's huge, getting big. Scooter's getting huge. Look how crystal clear the water is, though. Keep in mind you, that's 18 inches deep in this cooler. So it looks like there's nothing there, but it's 18 inches deep. Good to see everybody. Good to see you. I stuck this old stalk up. That's from the land race we grew. It's been sitting over here. I had it sitting over here, and I was like, you know what? I'll just use it as a prop. And I've got it wedged up in there pretty good, so it's hopefully going to hold that thing up there and keep it from keeping on going this way, and let's go up with it. Let it go up instead of out, because it's getting crazy. Look at this thing. It's freaking huge. But it is blocking light back up in there, so I think that's a good thing, because I don't want a whole lot of light back there. It keeps the algae down. It keeps most everything. You know, if they want to run and hide, they'll run over there. But most of the time, here's Cooter. He just wants something to eat. You can see how much water we lost last night. That was up to that line last night. So since the plants are getting big, I mean, everything is just wicking so much water now. As everything gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and the grasses get more and more and more, we have to top off. The dehu water is constantly dripping in, but it's not enough to keep us topped off at that point. So about every 2 days or so, we got to top off with a couple gallons of water. See the seeds forming? Thing's gonna be loaded with seed. That's exactly what we want. Yeah, it's gonna be so many seeds. What's up, Galaxy? What's up, Mechanic? Dad? What's going on, fellas? Just checking out the nugs right now. Seeing what we're seeing. You know, make sure everything's looks good. This one's stacking really nicely. Look at the stack. It's boom, 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 boom. Really nice stack on this. Oh yeah, it's easy to make seeds. All you gotta do is put a male in here and it's game over. If your environment's right, throw some wind in here, you ain't gotta do no pollen chucking. Just throw a fan on her. And it's yeah. Let Mother Nature take her course. This is that Jolly Pond. This is that sativa. And then this is the other sativa. Let me reach over here and grab this here. This is the one that's going to be the money one right here. This one's got a strong odor to it. Trichomes just covering all the skinny leaves. Oh yeah, the pollen. Miles. It's pretty much. You know, we cut it out of here once I saw that everything had been seeded. It was out of here. 'Cause I don't want any more. We don't need to cover the whole damn room with pollen. We got what we needed, and that was it. She outie. Or he outie. The bull has left the yard. I like this one here. This is a nice flower here. And it's only day 30, what, 36? It's day 30, so we still got we're halfway there. If I can hold it still. That one versus this one here. That's going to be a pretty flower, right? This one's going to have to go 70, 80 days. This is all sativa. It's going to be a pretty one though. Since I'm over here fucking with it so much, it's putting off like a really lemon lime, like a sweaty boot, like a sweaty boot lemon lime. What's up, green man? Good to see you stop by. I'm just walking through. I'm just picking. I took a bong hit and came out here and was like, fuck it. Let's go live and go look at some bud. These are 36 days old. It's a beauty. I love those. Look, I don't know if you can see those purples coming. They're coming. So this is pure sativa. So this is going to take, you know, probably, it says on the package 70 to 80 days. So we're halfway there. And then the one in the middle here is the one that's got all the funk to it. This one here. Look at the trichome coverage on that. You can start to see the same characteristics. There's a little purple. They're starting to turn a little purplish on the tips there. And it's going to be full of seeds, but still got a great aroma and stacking. Super nice, you know. Look at, I mean, it's a big plant. Big fucking plant. But it's just got that, funk to it. It's got that gritty, it's not like a sticky, but it's a grit. It'll be a great washer. Cotton candy, lemon lime, bubble gum, like a Trident bubble gum type thing going on there. This is the yellow skunk. This is the one that I crossed by accident about 3 years ago. This is the mother was Daddy Fat Sacks by Nerds Genetics by Robbie over at Nerds, and the father was a blueberry skunk from Yellow Hammer Genetics, which was let's see, the blueberry skunk was blueberry OG crossed with skunk number one, and the Daddy Fat Sacks is a Blue Dream Santa Cruz cut crossed with G13. So when I first grew it, it was huge buds. I mean, just ginormous. But I fucked it up. Didn't know what I was doing. Didn't have the proper nutrients. It was struggling, and that's why I think I got those yellowish colors. And that's how I kind of came up with the name yellow skunk, because of this plant here. It had this. It's this one has it. You can kind of see the difference in color to other plants. It's just a yellow hue to it. It's crazy. It's always been that way. Every time I've grown it. So that's kind of where yellow skunk came from. Those are going to be so freaking terpy. And the seeds. Oh my goodness. I'm going to take that finger right down there though. See this finger? Chopping drink that, Joe. Haven't really had to pull out any algae out of the creek. Getting good grass growing in the creek. So you see that grass is growing. This algae here. Take that and just break the soil. Grass is super green, that's for sure. Get up on me. See all these worm castings, all the dairy cow isopods that are just taking over the bed. But they're good. They're good to have. They're breaking down that organic matter, keeping the soil aerated. They're big, so they're moving constantly. They're digging constantly. They're moving and they're aerating. Super cool. What's up, Fresh Princess? Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you. Yeah, all that's been turned into worm castings. So you got an isopod trapped in a spider web there. What's 420? What's up? What's up, Ed? Thanks everybody for showing up. I'm just walking through, just doing a little eyeballing on the buds. You know, figured everybody want to eyeball on some of these. This one is the terpiest in the room. Right here, just cotton candy, lemon lime all day long. Oh, it's just, whew. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one. It's a shame it's going to be full of seeds, but then again, I'm happy that it is. That's just straight lemon lime. Just a little gas on the end, but I mean, that's what I just got. But it's going to change so much. It's going to really change. a lot. But right now it's like a gassy lemon lime, and this one's sticky as shit. Yeah, that'd be nice. This one over here. I haven't shown this one yet. I was waiting. Look at the seed production coming. They look pretty damn healthy to me though. Look at that seed right there. That looks like a healthy seed. Holy shit. That's a big one. That's what we call a big one. A padunkadunk right there. That's a padunkadunk. Which one was that? What was I going to do? I had something on my head that I was going to do. I came in here and then I started thinking about all kinds of crazy stuff. I want to see the cuts. We got the cut. Look how frosty the cut is. She's sucking all the newts out of those leaves. She's like, all I'm getting down here is like nitrates and shit. They're looking for something else, but that's all they're getting. So they're sucking everything else out of their leaves into that bud, and that's what we're getting. I don't want to pull it out of the creek. I know there are no roots on it. It's not rooted at all. What's up, Keith? Appreciate you, man. It's what's 420 mechanic. Good morning, everybody. Just peeking around. There's a lot to look at in here, so always something to see. Earwig. I just look at all the air channels, though. That's what I'm talking about. And see, the reason this stuff doesn't go anaerobic is because we have air in the creek. So there's air trapped in those water molecules that are being wicked up into this sand silt clay. Now it's worm castings now. It used to be sand silt, but now it's all turned to worm castings. Like all of this is just worm castings, you see? As long as we don't go pushing on it or moving it and compacting it, it can draw air from the air and from the room and from the creek water. So the creek water has air in it, being wicked up this hill. And that's what's aerating the soil, aerating everything, keeping everything in balance. It's kind of how nature does it. You can see right here. Like, look at that moisture line. I haven't watered it. You don't have to, because that moisture line is coming down into here. It stops right here, only on the top surfaces. So this top will dry out, but that's what we want. We want it to dry. If it doesn't dry out, if we keep hitting it with like a morning dew, what I found out is that the gnats, all the bad things that we don't want start to show up. But if we go just underneath this dry spot, look at that. You can already see the moisture. You already see it. It's still waking up, but it's underneath this layer of dry. And that's what we need. This layer of dry is that dry back that we're looking for. Okay? But just underneath is that moisture that the biology is looking for. When I go doing all this, I didn't go anywhere. I just moved a little bit. That's all we have to do. Just up here, if we move just a little bit, you'll see worms. They're working it. Working that shit all the time, 24/7, 7 days a week. Turning that sand, silt, and clay into worm castings, which is spread all across the top underneath this mulch layer. which just underneath the mulch layer is a dry layer, and then underneath that is where the worm, where all the magic happens. Except the top 4 inches, top 6 inches. We can get that top 6 inches just nice and rich. Game over. Anything we just chop this, plant right beside it. Exact same thing. Here's the old stump right there. There's nothing to it. I don't want to touch it too much because I know that underneath of there, there's nothing, and all that's left is this stump here. So all I have to do is cut this. That'll discontinue the plant life, and then everything underneath there, all this turns to food for the biology to break down. And we plant right here. We can plant right there, the next one, and just tap into everything that was there and go to town. It's pretty cool. Oh yeah, the scorpion. Yeah. Those things are cool. The fake scorpion. He's excellent in here. He's a mite controller. He loves to eat mites and all kinds of different things. You know, they show up when the food's here. It's crazy how much life shows up when other life shows up. It's like a domino effect. It really, I don't have to bring anything in anymore. Like, things just show up. I don't know from where. They just show up. I mean, I open the door every once in a while, but they just come. I don't know. Maybe they were already in. They were already in here. The conditions are just getting right in the soil for them to hatch or whatever. And then there's a food source here for them. And then there's a home for them. And then they can propagate, and life continues on like that. So that's the whole purpose of this bed. Look at this. Jasmine is just coming on over. Yeah, life finds a way, man. It's crazy. Look, there's an elephant ear coming out the bottom of the bag. I mean, life finds a way. There's another one over there. Yeah, it's pretty cool to watch it. I'm just going to wrap this around here. It's going to go crazy. We'll let it get a little longer, then we'll wrap it around this way. But our Joshua tree here is not, I mean, I don't know what the hell's going on. It's growing, but I don't know if that's supposed to be look like that or what. I have no idea. Never grown one before. I guess it starts off, it's supposed to be like a cactus. Grows into a tree. But I don't know if it wants to be in this pot or out the pot. I just filled it with pea gravel and a little bit of soil and some shit. But I don't know. Might do what it's got to do. Maybe in a couple of years it'll do something. Let's check this bag here. As long as water's flowing through, so water's coming down through here and hitting this bag, running through this biochar. It's just biochar and some clays and synthetic clays and all this stuff in there cleaning that water. This is a nice agate. Check that agate out. Isn't that cool as shit? That was sent to us by Mask Creations. We have a bunch of them in here. Like all these agates. When you get them wet, they're really cool. Look at that. How cool is that? So this is the kind of stuff I like. Like, look at this. This looks like a orange peel almost. Clean this. And all those minerals. You see those layers? It's stacked in layers. That's how nature does it. Up in layers. Look at that, looks like. See that? Oops. Appreciate it, West End. Slim, Big Nug. Everybody showing up. Thanks, bud. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's definitely a love, passion now. It's turned into something that I never thought it would be. Now we're actually learning. I can actually see what we can actually do with these plants and actually do with actual like living soil just from putting things together that you can literally get outside in the wild. Like you don't have to like go to the store and buy really anything. If you have certain resources available, you know, I still buy things, that's for sure. But I'm trying to minimize what I buy, so I'm trying to utilize what I have here on the property. We just moved in on the property. This is my first, first time owning. I'm a first time property owner, so it is my grandparents' old place, but we still had to buy it. I still have a freaking mortgage, I'll tell you that. And the freaking taxes on freaking look insane. Look at the purple coming. That's gonna be a pretty flower right there. I can already see it coming. See that lime green, purple in the seed there. The seed pod there. A couple of them right there, boom, boom. Another one right there, boom. And boom, just gonna be full of seeds. That's probably 100 seeds, but they're gonna be hopefully good, valuable seeds that I can use again and just give out to certain people who want them and test them. And who knows what we'll find. That's what it's all about, really, I think, in my opinion. What can we find that everybody likes? Something special out there, A lot of it's luck, but I'm a lucky motherfucker. That's how I look at it. I go in to win. And that's the kind of attitude I always carry. I haven't seen a praying mantis. I've seen a lot of black soldier flies. These guys. We have black soldier fly. We have black soldier fly larvae. That means these guys don't bite. They don't have teeth. They don't do anything other than fly around, be a nuisance after they've laid their egg or their larva. So once the larva is what's in here breaking down organic matter, whatever they can find. Get off me. And if we have black soldier flies in here, I know we have enough organic matter. I see them everywhere. I see them on the wall over here. There's another one over there hanging out on the wall. They're hanging out all around the lights, flying around all around the lights. There's one flying around right there. I don't know if you can see it. What's up, Pooter? Yeah, I hear you on the damn freaking taxes, man. It's fucking stupid around here. And then, my roads are still shit. That's what I hate about it. I mean, I could understand if I was paying for something, but I got fucking potholes everywhere. I gotta pay to have my trash picked up. I mean, I gotta pay for every fucking thing. Like, goddamn, man. And then they want to raise my taxes, and I don't see any benefit out of it. So at least pay the fucking road, you know? Fill the fucking pothole. That's for the other end of the county, I guess. I'm in the wrong end of the county, see? That's the problem. Yeah, I wish I could not do them, but I wouldn't be here. They'd fucking sling your ass in the pen. You know, you gotta play the game, unfortunately. So we play the game. Not playing the game means wiping your ass with oak leaves. So guess I'll play the game. Yeah, cover your ass. You're on lockdown, son. Lockdown. These monsteras, just these things are stupid. That new one back there. I mean, that's this one here, and then this one over here. I mean, look at that thing. I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do with it. It's gonna keep growing like crazy. Like I said, I'm gonna prop it up, I'm gonna pull it back. I've already got a rope hemp line tied to it, pulling it back. You can see that here. We're pulling it back. She's not taut anymore. Let's tighten her up a little bit. Come on over here. See if I can get it to stick here. I don't think I can. I'm gonna have to. I've got my loop here. I don't have anything to tie it to, and that's my problem. Maybe I can go underneath here. Right there. Doing this with one hand. You're welcome. Now I can maybe pull it. I think we might. Hey, stay there, bastard. There's the rope to get to without it pulling one hand. Ah. Damn you, rope. This vine is not helping me there. There it is. Oops. Yeah, got it. Haha. Yeah. Now we've wrapped around that. Now we're nice and taut. Back son, this thing is just gonna get crazy. It's gonna be beautiful though. Oh, pretty. Really sucking up that light too. Just like those elephant ears over there, man, just sucking up, photosynthesizing the shit out of that light, pushing all those down. exudates down into that soil, feeding the biology. That's what it's all about. So we pretty much covered the whole bed with just plant mass, except for right in this spot where the male was. We had 2 males there we had to cut out. So, yeah, we had, no, 3. There was 3 there. 1, 2, 3. We kept 1. Yeah, we cut 2 out, yeah. So, all this would have been, so imagine that, imagine all that, like this. So it would have just filled in this whole space here. What's going on, Rick? Good to see you. So the temperature in here right now is 78 degrees, which is a little hot actually, now that I mention it. 78 with about, I think the humidity was around 58, 59. You can see we got a steady drip. The DU is constantly running because I got it set at 60. Usually it's at 65. So at 60, it really runs pretty much all the time. Clean that filter out. Just did that not too long ago. That's good to go. And everything is just sucking up a massive amount of water. Grass in the creek, the dog fennel over there, the elephant ears over there, the freaking massive jasmine, pink jasmine. It's just running its vines all the way around everything, around the edge. We allowed it to run up that. We're going to let it run across that and see. And then we'll just start cutting it out when it gets too crazy. Freaking black soldier fly flying around in here. And this is what we're going to be building. So we're going to be doing a whole new channel, a whole new YouTube channel called Yellow Skunk Pond Gardens. And this is going to be kid-friendly side and you not so kid-friendly side. So YouTube can boop, and we'll have kids over here, no kids over here. Maybe we can monetize and get our word out about regenerative farming and how this can be done. Fun, inexpensive. Like, y'all want to see inexpensive? I'm going to show you inexpensive. You think, look, I got all these lights running, right? I'll show you what these Grandmasters will do. Of course, you got to pay up for them, but once you pay up for them, and they're not really that expensive, to be honest with you, you can run on that much wattage and get everything you need. I got 4 different channels there. All those channels are on 40, 20, 20, 0. I'm not even running the far reds. I'm setting at 50% total power at 200 watts. That gives me 950 to 1,000 at the top here. It's giving me around 650 down in here. It's giving my DLI around, I think it was around 36, 38 last time I looked at it, which is perfect. And everything was just humming along nicely. So the more power we can get, or the less power we can use, we still get our PPFD and our DLI dialed in. I mean, it's just, you're going to save so much money. The power bill is just like next to nothing. All I'm running, really, I'm running fans. The biggest thing is the D-Hue and the mini split. But the mini split is going to run everything. So the D-Hue, we'll have to add another D-Hue to the top of the mountain that we'll build over here. And go from there. Pretty much be a similar system to this, but set up a little bit differently. Basically, I'll make changes that I want to make that I wish I could have made to this one, because basically once you build this, there's no going back. You know, I had to get it right the first time. That was the whole thing. You know, this is a lot of work, 10 months of work, and it could have went all over the shit, you know, real fast. But we did the research, and you know, 3 years of schooling basically on YouTube to get to this point, to basically combine all the growing methods into one, like the aquaponics, the living soil, the horizontal soil system, the horticulture, permaculture, I mean, all these different types of ways to grow, but they all base themselves off of light, water, air. You know, it's really that simple. Once we get to this light, air, water, and figure out a way to get that to combine and flow and mix all together at one, just like nature does, it really does work. It really does just come together. The biology in the soil is what's creating the environment for the plant roots to thrive in. So as long as we get the biology in there, it's off to the races. You know, there's no pests, there's no bugs, there's no, you know, fungus gnats. You're not seeing thrips, you're not seeing spider mites, you're not seeing any of this, because none of it has a chance in hell of surviving the city that we've built for ourselves down here in the soil. So you got to picture this as a whole nother world down here. And when something like, you know, spider mite comes along, it's game over. You know, all the guys down here that are running the show, that are the good guys and the bad, but everything balances itself out. And once the plants take over, it's, you know, and they get that good bricks level, that sugar content in these leaves here, the bugs just can't handle the plant. Everything else down here gets consumed. So they're here, they're just not consuming my plants, because the plant roots are a barricade, basically a force field for the plant itself, and nothing can attack it because of the rhizosphere, which is the root, which is the root. Rhizosphere means what does that mean? Root. Rhizo is root, I think. I ain't no scientist. I'm just repeating what I hear. That's what I hear. You know what I mean? I didn't go to school for this shit. I went to school of YouTube, university, and school of hard knocks. That's about it. Yeah, the Grandmasters are fucking amazing, but get the ones that the 4-channel. I mean, go ahead. If you're gonna save your money and get something like this, I mean, look at the driver on it. The driver is as big as the light itself. It's as long as the light itself. Look at that. That's the fucking driver. And it goes all the way to the end of the other. That thing's huge. And you talk about well made. Oh my lord, look at the rails I got it on. So I can move these if I want. So, you know, but I don't want to right now. But the Grandmasters, I mean, the ability to be able to not use the power. That's the whole, a lot of them you can dial, you know, turn down, turn up, you can, you know, but you're not able to reduce the blue or the red or the oranges or any of these spectrums. Okay, so each one of these channels, so there's channel 1, 2, 3, 4. Each one of these channels controls different spectrum. So the top one is a cool white, and then it's a warm white. So the cool white is the blue you see. See the blue and white? That's what you see. That's that. And then the second channel is the warm white. So the warm white is the orange you see there, that rail. All right, that controls that. And then the third channel is the red. So that's center red you see there. And then the fourth channel that we don't have on right now is the deep red. So that's a deeper red that we use it later on in flowers. So we'll bring that in. That will increase our wattage a little bit, but not much. Probably around 260, 280, something like that, once we dial it in. But then we remove those. I remove those towards the end. I also remove, so where I started at was just cool white, just the first channel at 100%. And then I adjust the total wattage going to the lights right here. So I'm at 50%. So I'm only running 40% on 40, 20, 20, 0 on each channel. And then I'm only running 50% on all that for a total of 203 watts. And I'm still getting the PAR and the DLI that I desire with this full spectrum. When I don't need it, I can turn it off and just go cool blue when I'm in veg. And it doesn't affect anything. Like it doesn't, like everything in here stays the same. It's crazy. So, you know, just by having this grass, the grass doesn't care if it's in 18 hours of light or 12 hours of light. It doesn't matter. The bush doesn't matter. I have noticed that the bush loves the red. I get a lot of growth when the red comes in on the bush. And then I get a lot of growth on the some of the elephant ears. But other than that, I mean, turning off all the spectrums and just using the blue, I mean, it's like, it's perfect. And then turning on the reds when I need it just for the flowers saves so much money. I can't even understand. I can't describe how much, you know, over the course of what, 5 years you run, not even that, they've paid for themselves and then some, paid you back. And depending on what you're growing, depending on what you're doing. But I'm just talking like for personal use, less than that, they easily pay for themselves just in the savings of the power bill. It's crazy. Look at that driver on there. It's as long as the freaking light. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see something well built. Thank you, I appreciate it. What does that say? Gargoyle? Linking? Appreciate it. We'll go Gargo. What do you think, Coop? Let's see you. He's like, don't look at me. Look how clean that water is. It just stays clean. Look, Pooter just stays crystal. I mean, look at the color on that goldfish. It's just blam. Just in your face, shining. Like I'm a goldfish, bitch. Much respect, my friend. Alright, I think that's all we really need to do today. We've been almost an hour now in here, and I'm getting hungry. What time is it? Let's see what time it is. I think it's almost lunchtime. I'm going in and raid the fridge. See what I can find. See what the dogs left me. If the dog left me anything to eat. Yeah, time to feast. And I appreciate everybody showing up. And we're going to be, actually I think we're recording for, yeah we are, we're recording the stash with Mr. Grow It and all those guys today. at 1:15. So I don't know when that'll air, but keep an eye out for that. We'll be on the stash with Mr. Grow It and other guys. So that should be fun. And I hope everybody has a great rest of your day. And check us out tomorrow. We'll be around. Peace.